Hey everybody, Marianne coming to you today because I want to talk with you about watching the words that you speak about and in the company of your horse or your horses. So I'm currently here with, hold on, let me see if I can show you. I don't know if I can show you this. Anyway, I'm going to see. Horses. So I learned this a long time ago, and I wish I had learned it sooner because it was really good advice. Actually, it was a good revelation. I don't know that anybody really ever told me that I should watch my speaking about, around, and in the company of my horse. And what I mean by that is, words have power. Words have energy, and usually our words give us a clue to what we're thinking and what's behind what's coming out of our mouth. And when we speak our thoughts, thoughts are powerful to begin with, but when we speak our thoughts into existence, they often come true. And so when we say things about our horses like, oh, he's just bad, or he just doesn't want to work, or he's afraid, or he's a jerk, or, some horses are just jerks. I've heard people say that. Or she's just a bitch, or whatever we're saying about our horses. And me, right? Everything is everything else. So maybe we're not just saying it about our horses, but maybe we're saying it about the people in our lives or our friends or whatever it is. Like, no one ever says, to the person who's failing miserably, what are the secrets to your failure, right? Because they're very plain, they're blatant, they're out there in the open. But when we look at someone's horsemanship that we admire, and I don't just mean horsemanship, but I mean horse-human relationship, because I think that takes it all one step farther. When we look at that combination, a horse and human in relationship, and we say, wow, what are the secrets to your success? Because they're typically understated and they're not bold and overt. So I want to encourage you to not only watch your speaking, and you might even start to notice your speaking, because your speaking is, an outward expression of your thinking. So notice your speaking, catch your words, and police them. Only say the positive, or I should say it this way: only speak into existence that which you want. Only speak into existence that which you want to see in your horse. My horse is so brave. He's so spectacular. He's not only completely handsome, but he is so connected. He's got my back. I've got his back. Because when we start to speak in those ways, these words have energy. They go out into the universe and they land on our horses and they affect our being. And what I mean is they affect who we're being. When who we're being is, my horse is so calm and so brave and so connected and so cool, we're going to get a particular thing. When what we're thinking and what we're saying is, oh my God, this horse is such a jerk. He's being so bad, or, he's always bucking, or whatever. We're only adding more of that to it. And I have evidence of this. I'll just give you one little example. So it was many years ago, before I understood this. It was my very first horse. I didn't get my very first horse until I was 28 years old. Always wanted one, but never was able to have my own until I grew up and bought a farm, this place I actually live at now, all these years later. So I bought this horse, and he was an 8-year-old gelding. So he was apparently the kind of horse you're supposed to buy for your first horse. But I noticed that, I had 3 small children. And in our pasture, we had 3 apple trees. We don't have them anymore, but we had 3 apple trees, and he would go and stand under the apple tree and let the kids climb onto the apple tree and then climb down on his back, all 3 of them, because he knew that if that was going to happen, he was going to get to eat apples because they were in the tree and they were going to fall, or they were going to pick them, or whatever it was. And so they had no thought about anything was wrong with any of that. I'd come out and all three of them are riding around on the horse in the pasture. I didn't even know. And so, but me, right? So what I did was I was a horse owner, and I wanted to work that horse, and I wanted to learn, and so I would promptly get my horse and saddle him up and try to take him out on a ride, and he'd buck me off and then come back home and leave me there, and so I wanted to figure out what was the difference, and obviously there was a million differences in there. But as I went on and learning, I would go out, right? I would go out on the trails, and I would come flying across the fields on my way home every day, because the horse liked to go fast, and he mostly didn't like to go fast. So if he wanted to go fast, I wanted to go fast. And I remember thinking this one day, I'm going to get there. He's going to stop. I'm going to fly over his head, and I'm going to hit that fence post. Why would anybody think that? Why would you want to create that? Why would you put that out in the world? I don't know, but I did. And of course it promptly happened. And it was right then that I said, I saw that before it even happened. I need to start cleaning up my thinking. I need to start cleaning up my words and my thinking about how it is I want to be, and who it is I want to be, and who do I want these horses to know me to be. And right then and there is when I began saying what I want. I'm going to gallop across this field, and we're going to have a sliding stop, and I'm going to stay on this horse, and it's going to be cool. And that's what we used to have. That's what we had after that. So I want to encourage you to watch your speaking and allow your speaking to inform you about what's going on in your thoughts, and speak into the world and into your horse and into your horsemanship and into your space that which you want. I promise you, this little shift will make a big difference in your horse-human relationships. Actually, it's like the law of attraction. It'll make a big shift in all of your life, in having what you want, attracting what you want to yourself. There are many, many, many books and audiobooks and things you can find. I recommend The Game of Life and How to Play It. It's an old book written somewhere back in the early, the turn of the last century, maybe in the 20s or 30s, or sometime a long time ago in the 1920s or 30s. So I highly recommend you start to watch your thoughts. If you need any help with this is something that we go into in For the Love of Horses. In the whole first portion, and all throughout, but in the whole first portion, it is about cleaning up our language and cleaning up our thoughts, and really getting mentally and emotionally fit so we can create what we want in our horsemanship. It's a huge piece of what we do first. And sadly, I think it's a big thing that many horsemen overlook. We don't get clear in our minds about what it is that we want. We think it's all about, can I disengage their hindquarters, or I just need to get my horse to lunge, or something like that. What bit do I use, or a saddle fit? And look, all that stuff might be important as well. But the very first thing is it has to start here. It starts here with the dream and the pictures that we have. We need to keep cultivating those pictures and those dreams until they manifest in front of us. And that's another thing that I help people with. Like, what is your dream? Like, dream big, dream it all, the one you want. Don't couch your dream inside of little bits of, well, I think I can do that, so yeah, I want that. Well, what I wanted was a barrel racer, but what I do now is I do dressage. Or what I wanted was, a trail rider, and all I got is a horse who likes to, go in circles in the arena, or I don't know, whatever it is. So I'm not talking about the dream you settled for, but the dream you have for yourself and your horse. Maybe the dream you created together, what your horse showed you that he loves or that he wants. So if you need help with this, For the Love of Horses is my online group intensive coaching program. Marianne at mariannebrewer.com. I'll put that information in the description box below so you can have a link. I'll see you then.